When Christian Wood was picked up by the Dallas Mavericks in the offseason, the deal was initially met with a lukewarm response. No one really thought he'd be a good fit for the team. But now, despite not starting or finishing games, he's proven that he can work with Luka Doncic. We'll be covering Wood's chemistry with the team in today's video, as well as Doncic's strange celebration in the recent Clippers game. But first, a reminder about our brand new giveaway. We're giving away a PS5 with a copy of NBA 2022 and Madden 22. All you have to do is watch the full video, leave a like, comment the keyword hidden in the video, and make sure you're subscribed. It's that simple. First up, Doncic shushes the crowd. Before we get into how Christian Wood fits into the Dallas Mavericks roster, we have to talk about the recent game they played against the Los Angeles Clippers. The game was tight, with the Mavericks at 99 points, just 1 point keeping them in the lead, and only 30 seconds left on the clock. Now the shot clock was winding down when the Clippers' possession was broken, and the ball made its way to Doncic after some shuffling in the two-point area. The three-time All-Star shooting guard was just clear of the line as he posed himself for a three-pointer. All that stood between him and the widening lead was Clippers forward Nicolas Batum, and he made it look easy, cleanly taking the shot and hitting nothing but net. Understandably, this made Doncic want to celebrate, but what he ended up doing confused audiences and the commentators. It was a home game for the Mavericks, so you'd think Doncic would be doing something to celebrate with them. Instead, he looked over the audience and put his index finger to his mouth as though he was shushing them. When he took to the post-game press conference, interviewers asked what he intended by doing that. He responded by saying he didn't actually know and that he just wanted to celebrate, which was the first thing that came to mind. He said that he would never want to silence his fans and laughed awkwardly while repeating that he wasn't sure what he was doing.
I mean, I was a bit lucky, the ball found me somehow. And, I just shot it. I knew it was 2 seconds on the floor and hopefully it went in. So, it went in, so that's it, just a little bit lucky, but we'll take it.
Who were you shushing?
I don't know. I wanted a celebration. I don't know why I did that, honestly. I didn't know what to do, so I don't know. I didn't search. I'm not gonna search our fans, so I don't know what I was doing, honestly.
Moving on, the curious case of Christian Wood. Christian Wood has had an interesting career. Since he was first drafted into the NBA by the Philadelphia 76ers, he's bounced from team to team, eventually landing in the Houston Rockets in 2020. But in this year's offseason, he was traded to the Dallas Mavericks for what most would consider a pretty good deal. Wood had managed to average 19.1 points and 9.9 rebounds with a 59.3 true shooting percentage over 2 seasons, and all it took to get him were 4 non-rotation players and a late first-round pick. Still, though the deal might have been a good one, no one really expected much from him. People didn't think that he was a great fit for a team that had already made its way to the conference finals. They did so by keeping Luka Doncic at the center of their plays and surrounding him with shooting and two-way versatility. Introducing Wood just seemed like it was going to throw a spanner into the works. Wood is big and has no playoff experience. On top of that, many were concerned about the fact that he's never proven to be one to anchor a defense. But over time, it looks like the Mavericks have shown that Wood could be an integral part of the team, setting him up as part of a dynamic duo with Doncic. Together, they might just be one of the best pick-and-roll pairs in all of basketball. Wood certainly seems to expand Doncic's tool set when they're both on the court. Now, for Wood's contributions to the Mavericks. As mentioned before, people had a lot of concerns about Wood not being a strong enough defensive player. Those concerns have been proven to have weight so far this season, with the Big's failure to properly anchor it being the main reason why he's never been on the court when the final buzzer's gone off. There was one occasion when he wasn't on the bench for the final minutes of a game, but that's the exception to the rule. Still, the early returns that Wood has delivered while he's been on the court with Doncic can't be overlooked. When this dynamic duo is working together, the Mavericks' top 10 offense can average out an astounding 124 points per 100 possessions. That makes them the 26th best duo out of 455 combinations that have played at least 150 minutes together. That's really hard to ignore if you're a Mavericks fan, even if you're one of those people that are critical of Wood's poor defensive abilities. According to the Second Spectrum, the official tracking provider of the NBA, there have been 74 tandems this season that have made at least 75 pick-and-rolls. At the top of that list in terms of quantified shot probability is the Doncic-Wood duo. They also rank 8th overall in terms of points per direct play. There's no doubt that Doncic brings on the heat whenever he's on the court, but if he's there and has other strong players around him to bounce off of, he really shines. And Wood is pretty much custom-made polish. Coming up, players discuss the new duo. Given the impressive display of skills that the pair have conjured up during this season, it's no surprise that the media questioned both players about how they view each other. Wood was interviewed earlier in November, and one of the main questions he was asked was about the pick-and-roll partnership he has with Doncic. His response was that it was a little better than he had expected it to be.
And he does some things like last year playing against him, it's incredible. I don't even know what to talk about. You know, the things he does on the offensive end, the passes he makes, how he gets everybody, you know, set up. It's amazing.
What were you going to say about last year playing against him?
I mean, just like seeing that from last year and then being on the receiving end is totally different. You know. Yeah.
Wood didn't really expect much from his time on the court, considering that he's constantly been on and off the bench, so the fact that he's developed this kind of chemistry and gameplay with Doncic is certainly better than what he imagined. Given how well he's been working with Doncic and Spencer Dinwiddie, it might not be surprising to hear that he's actually the 5th most efficient screener this season with a minimum of 100 plays. When Doncic was asked about the team up earlier in the season, it was clear that he was thrilled with the Mavericks' new addition. He called the Californian an amazing player who's really shown the team and fans what he can do.
I mean, for me, it's easy. You know, he just passing the ball. He's gonna do a lot of good things. I think he showed today. You know, he was really big for us. He helped us a lot, and he's gonna do this a lot of times. I know that.
Now it's just up to the rest of the team to make sure that they feed him the ball so they can capitalize. Next, how the duo performs. The power that this new duo the Mavericks have accidentally stumbled upon isn't lost on head coach Jason Kidd. He said that both players really like playing with each other, and that's something the coordinators really want to see blossom. Though it's really early in the season, it's clear that the team has something special on its hands. But even without Doncic, Wood has a lot of potential to be a threat depending on how their opponents approach guarding him. Wood said that they're constantly mixing things up to keep it fresh and unpredictable. Sometimes the defense is set up to blitz, sometimes they'd want to switch. Even though he doesn't think it works on him, the defense also goes for a drop. The way the Mavericks play keeps opponents on their toes. When they make opponents go for a soft drop, Wood has the ability to capitalize on that and go for a 3 or attack an off-balance closeout. And that's the power of a big. Wood says that when the duo is in play, the best thing that could happen is the opponents being forced to switch. It makes his job easier as he's rolling, and as he rolls, he'll eventually find Doncic, and then the Slovenian can put pressure on the defense. This entire season is pockmarked by moments where Wood's self-reliance and rolling aligns perfectly with how Doncic dominates in one-on-one situations once the opponent has switched. Lastly, complimenting Doncic. Though the relationship might be mutually beneficial to both Wood and Doncic, it's definitely more useful to the Californian. Doncic is widely considered to be the most advanced playmaker in the game right now, and though Wood definitely compliments Doncic when he's on the field, the Slovenian can perform with the help of the former Rockets player. In contrast, when Wood plays without Doncic on the court, the percentage of his shots taken at the rim drop by about 22%, which is really significant. Mavericks center Dwight Powell is probably in the best position to talk about Doncic's abilities since he's set more picks for the player than any other teammate he's had since he joined the NBA. He said that Doncic sees all the options available and he's able to make them work because he can find guys his size. And the fact that he's such a threat near the basket means that anyone who's screening properly has an advantage. That's because the opponents are too busy trying to cover him to be aware of anyone else, and it leaves the door open for players like Wood to make their mark. It's clear that Wood and Doncic make a good team, but it's not certain whether it's the duo to take the Mavericks all the way. Wood just isn't a good enough shot creator, but it's still exciting to see the two work together. And that's a wrap for this video. Do you think this dynamic duo will take the Mavericks all the way to the finals? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you at the next one.